Hi everyone, my name is Eileen Hull and I wanted to show you how this brand new die called the phone stand, how it goes together. The thing that I like about it is, well, many things I like about it, but one of them is how quickly it goes together. You can see on here, you can cut this in one pass. So with one sheet of mat board, you can create this whole project. Here's one that I made. I covered this one with paper, but you don't have to. I'm gonna just do it out of the mat board. You can decorate it however you like. You can doodle on it, you can stamp on it, stencil, you can paint it, you can do all kinds of things to it in whatever style that you like. But basically, it's all you do is die cut it and you glue it together and use it. So these are great for gifts or events. Everybody needs a phone stand. I have one pretty much in every room of my house. And I wish I had my phone, but I'm using it to film. It just rests in here, and this gives a pretty good allowance for, even if you have a thick case, it's going to work in here. Okay, so let me tell you what you need to put this die together. All right, first of all, you need the die, which we have right here. You're going to need a material to cut it out of, which would be something like this, either mat board, chipboard, something heavy duty, something about a 1/16 of an inch thick, because this is a scoreboards die. If you haven't worked with these before, these cut each score line in so you know exactly where to fold over, and it creases and makes it so easy to assemble. So like I said, this is mat board, this is mixed media board, it's a little bit thinner. I'm going to use mat board today, okay? So this is a material that you can use. The other thing that you're going to need is a set of these extended cutting pads. And the reason is this is a long die and you need to cover the whole die when you cut it. And the last thing that you need is your machine. I'm going to use my Sizzix Big Shot today. I love the manual machine. It's just easy. I have it set up all the time, and that is what I'm going to use. The other thing that you're going to need is some adhesive to put the project together, and I like to use my red line tape. You can get that on Etsy. So this is what the die looks like, and just a couple tips. This is fun foam that I have covered my die with because I noticed that when you're cutting very thin strips or holes, or there are a lot of angles that come together, sometimes the mat board, because it's thick, it wants to stick inside that. So I have built mine up and added foam that helps to eject the material out of there, okay? And also when I get to the middle, you'll see I'm going to roll over that a couple times just to make sure that this is cutting. So I'm going to take my two cutting pads. I'm going to put one on the bottom. I'm going to put my material on top. Now, if I were covering this with paper, I would use my adhesive. I would cover the mat board and put my paper on, and then I would flip it over so the right side is facing the die. And that's important because on scoreboard dies, there is a right and a wrong side. Whatever side is facing the die is what's going to score, and that's the outside of it. That's what you'll see. So you're just going to take your mat board and you're going to, this one is really tight. In fact, you may lose a little bit of your tab down here, but what I do is I make sure that I get this piece here, which is the front, because I do want these little rounded corners here. So you're just going to take your mat board, lay it down, and then put your top cutting pad on top of it. And then you're going to roll it through your machine. And you'll notice when we get to the middle, you're going to hear or feel the, and you can even see through here, you can see that the machine is trying to get all of those three kind of little rectangles there and cut them, okay? So this is what we get. So there should be 3 pieces to it that look like this, Okay, and they have score lines in it so you know exactly where to fold. That's all you need as far as die cutting. You could emboss it if you wanted to, but today we're just going to assemble this. Now these you may have to pop out, and remember that I said if you need to go over them a couple times with your roller of your machine, that's fine. So now you're gonna see score lines cut into the die, and you're just gonna fold over on them, each one. I lay them over on the edge of my table and bend over so that I have even pressure, because if you put a lot of pressure down here and none over here, it may split. Mat board is layer on layer on layer of paper, so you want to use equal pressure to fold them. If you were going to decorate it, I would do that now. While it's flat, it's just easier. So now we're ready to assemble our phone stand. I've added a strip of 1/4 inch tape down here at the tab. Now another thing that you could do is you could take a piece of Velcro, put 2 strips going down that way, and then you could adjust the angle. But for today we're just going to use this adhesive and put it in a permanent spot. Now I've also added 1/2 inch tape to the inside of this scored tab here, because this is going to sit on the bottom of your project and it's going to hold you against the side of the phone stand. So you want something nice and strong to do that. I always use strong adhesives with my mat board because it has a tendency to want to go where it wants. It's thick and it resists you, but you have to be the boss. So just use some strong adhesive. This does not require adhesive now, but we're going to put it together and you'll see. We're just going to add a little bit of glue here to these 3 notches. So the way it works is you're just going to put this up, but to assemble it, it's easier to do this part first. So I put mine in the little slot there. Don't put it all the way back unless you're going to bump this up with another piece of maybe foam tape or something that you can put in there. It has to have a little clearance here so it can bend back. So just get it where you want it to be. So let's adhere these first and then we will glue down the inside. I'm removing the liner from my tape and I'm going to position this right where I want it, and then I'm going to put this on first and hold this tabbed piece up, and then when I have it where I want it, I will lock it in. Okay, so you want it to have a little bit peeking up here, and you know you have the right angle. Okay, so can you see? That's how it looks. So here's another way that you can construct this. You can leave this piece here flat and stick that in and glue it down. And you can take this piece and adhere it like that, and that will also serve to hold your phone inside the stand. I like this way better because it's got the double piece kind of holding it all together. So now we're going to go ahead and add our glue to these little tabs here. And we're just going to press that down over here. And that is how your stand goes together, okay? So the last thing we have to do is attach our little flap here to the back of the stand. You'd want to set it to whatever angle works best for you as far as glare and where you have it. But I'm just going to press it in here. You just want to make sure it's straight across, and that is it. That is all there is to it. Now you have this great little phone stand that you can use wherever you want. Okay? Wasn't that fun and easy? Thanks so much for watching, guys.